In late 2017, Santander Consumer Bank came to us with a problem. They were perceived as a quick loan bank with high interest rates, whereas in reality, they were a very responsible bank, one of the biggest banks in the world, actually. So they wanted to change that perception. What we did was to build a massive content hub. A hub with articles, infographics, and videos trying to help the audience through the wilderness of personal finance. So we wanted to explain to them, what are the interest rates of a consumer loan? Should I buy a car or lease a car? And what about my savings? So all these different questions that we all have, trying to figure out personal finance. And it worked beautifully. Within the first 12 months, we grew the total website traffic of Santander by 52%. That means that almost 11% of the entire Danish population visited our content hub at some point. In 2018, Santander wanted to get back on TV. They wanted to do a TV commercial, and they had two options. They could either go to their traditional advertising agency and get a traditional TV ad, or they could go to their content marketing agency. They chose the latter. To be honest, we were skeptical at first. After all, we're content marketers. We don't like advertising, and we certainly don't know how to make advertising. But then we figured, could we merge the two? Could we merge a solid content marketing program with traditional TV advertising? We took up the challenge. What we wanted to create was a TV commercial based on the same fundamental story as the content hub. Prosperity through responsibility. We wanted a TV commercial that could both help build the long-term audience of our hub and at the same time create some campaign conversions. So business results quickly. This is how it looked.
Nej, hvor er det lækkert. Hvordan har I fået råd til det? Vi har bare taget et lån.
The TV commercial we created is great. We send it in so you can check it out. It has all the hygge and humor that we Danish people are so known for. But the basic idea was to have a TV commercial that emphasized the idea of a responsible loan. So there are times where it's a good thing to borrow money. Now, of course, there were some people who were ready to convert right then and there. So we sent them to the website to convert. Those who weren't ready to convert, we sent them to a landing page with more content, explaining, unfolding the idea of a responsible loan. So we had, for example, a guy who borrowed money for his education as a helicopter pilot, and how the money he borrowed made it possible for him to make money for the rest of his life. After that, again, if they weren't ready to convert, we took them through some lead nurturing with more content. All the way through the funnel, they could convert. And for those who didn't convert throughout these journeys, we made sure that as many as possible signed up for the newsletter so they could keep getting some of that relevant and valuable information. So how did this whole campaign go? Well, I'll tell you. You might remember we had two different objectives with this. First of all, we wanted the TV commercial to help build the audience of the content hub for long-term gain. And then secondly, we wanted to have conversions for the campaign period. The total visits to our hub grew by 17%, and time spent on site went up 30% while we got a massive growth in subscribers. So you see, it did help with the long-term goals of the hub. As for conversions, visits to product pages went up by 48%, and the conversion rate went up by 25%. It was a challenge. It was a test for us to do content marketing merged with advertising. We were skeptical, but I think that after seeing the results, it's definitely something that we're going to try to do a lot more of. And in fact, we're already working on the next TV commercial for Santander Consumer Bank.